Today we are doing another DIY decor video. This one is summer themed since the summer videos are rolling out on my channel. We're going to do a really easy tablescape that's really fun and summery. We're also doing a very inexpensive candle holder. We have a cool wreath that doubles as a door wreath but also can be used as a centerpiece, and then a really easy herbal DIY that you can use for setting the table. So let's jump right in and get started. Alright, so I love to make a DIY with rope. Everything for this DIY is from the dollar store with the exception of my glue gun, which I use for a lot of my different DIYs. So I got these little vase jars from the dollar store. You can also find these at Target. And then the rope or twine. I like to go for a little bit of a thicker rope for this one. This is very beachy looking, so definitely very summer. So I'm going to go ahead and just start wrapping and going around. Now I've made very similar DIYs with twine and rope. Never this exact one, but it's very easy to make DIYs using twine and rope, and they always end up looking really cute and lasting for a really long time. I have a rope tray that I still have, and I end up keeping these and they look really cool, especially in the summer. So I'm just going ahead and using my hot glue gun and then just wrapping it around, and I'm gonna go about let's see, a quarter of the way up, maybe almost close to halfway up of the jar before I decide to finish. And then I have some gardenia candles. They have candles at the dollar store. These ones were from Target, or you can find them for really cheap at Home Goods. And then you can just go ahead and put whatever kind of candle you prefer inside these candle holders. And I think they look really great, especially for the summertime. They cost little to nothing to make, about $1.50, maybe even less a piece. And I'm going to use these for our tablescape, or you can put them anywhere around the house. Next, we are going to customize a large tin vase I found at Home Goods. Now, you could keep this plain and simple, and a lot of people might prefer that. I got this idea off of either Etsy or Pinterest, I can't remember. Someone was either selling it on Etsy or I saw it on Pinterest, and someone had the word fresh on a tin vase like this. So I looked at that and thought I could do that pretty easy. So I got a stencil, and I have a sponge paintbrush and then some chalk paint. The key here is to take a tiny bit of paint and then just go ahead and gently push it onto the stencil so that it doesn't bleed. And if you mess up, you can always go in there with a little bit of water and a really thin paintbrush and clean it up. Or if you mess it up really bad, just take a baby wipe and wipe it off and start over fresh. I mean, no pun intended. I've had a thing lately for wreaths, so we're going to make a citrus wreath for the summertime. I have some fake plants here I got at the dollar store. I also have the frame from the dollar store, and the bigger lemons are from the dollar store. Now the smaller ones are from Michael's. You can buy those with a coupon for pretty cheap. And then I'm going to go ahead and make a fake wreath. Now you can use real herbs and plants, and I have made a real herbal wreath before, which is really pretty, but it dies pretty quick. And you can use real lemons as well, but it's also going to be a little heavy and it might not stay on your door. So going fake is going to allow it to last a little bit longer. And so I'm starting by just cutting up the fake plant, and then I'm using the wire to start attaching it to the frame here. And I like all of it to go in the same direction just because it makes the wreath look a lot nicer. So I'm going to go ahead and just start stacking that. I'm also going to take my hot glue gun, and if needed, I'm going to glue gun some of the fake plant together so that it just looks fuller and looks a little bit better. Now when I'm done with that, if I have any empty spaces or I'm feeling like an area isn't as full, you can add the fake lemons there. Now like I said, it's best to use fake lemons instead of real because it's going to last longer and it's a lot less heavy. And so that's why sometimes it's nice to do a fake wreath instead of a real one. So I'm going to go ahead and hot glue gun the big ones and the small ones, and just, look at it with your own eyes and go according to your own aesthetic and how you like it. You can add more or less, and you can totally customize it. This works great for your door for the summer, but I also really like it as a centerpiece, and I will show you that in a little bit. So even though I do think it looks nice on the door, I think it looks even better in the center of the table. And then I'm going to put the fresh vase that I made inside of the wreath, and then I'm going to go ahead and put some flowers inside the vase. Now, there's a few ways you can go about this. You can just put some greenery, some plants by itself. Some people may or may not like that. You might want to add a little color. You could add tulips by themselves, or even just some really pretty, there's so many things you could do. You could put cherry blossoms in there. You could put regular flowers in there, or you can add it all together, which is what I'm going to do here because the more the merrier, and I think it looks really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and put the green leafy plants with the tulips. The tulips were a gift someone gave to me, and so I'm happy to be able to use them in this vase. And I think it looks really pretty how it just kind of drapes. So I'm putting that in the center. Now, if you're going to have people over and you're worried that it's too tall, of course, when you have dinner, you can move it. But it's really nice when you have guests over when they first arrive to have a tablescape. You can also go for a minimalist or simplistic look by omitting the wreath altogether and just having the vase by itself with some flowers in there. And then I'm going to be adding the candles on either side of the vase, and I'm going to light those up, and then I'm going to go ahead and set the table. Now we are going to jazz up our napkins a little bit and make them look summery. I'm using the same rope that I used for the DIY candle holders, and I'm just going to go ahead and wrap that around the napkin and make a little knot. And then I'm going to take some herbs from the garden. I love working with herbs. I actually did a DIY herbal video with just herbs from the garden, just making a bunch of different DIYs. So I'm taking some fresh rosemary, I'm sticking that inside the knot. I also have some baby flowers from the garden and a little bit of lavender. So you can do whatever you want. You can also put name cards if you want directly on the napkin, or you can put them in front of the plate. And I think this is really pretty for like a tea party, maybe an outdoor dinner that you're going to have, or just a summer night dinner if you're having guests over. And so yeah, those are a few little easy DIYs that you can do. And I'm going to go ahead and just set the table. And I think it brings a lot of color, and it's just a really nice presentation for when you have guests over. You want to do something a little extra special. So that completes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and you try out some of these on your own. If you do, please send me pictures on my social media, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. I love to see it. If you like my channel, please be sure to hit that subscribe button for new videos every single week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.